Sound good?
Yep.
Okay. So my name is Noel, and I'm just going to give you a little bit of background for those of you who don't know. Before Juice Plus, I was a full-time energy healer and yoga teacher, artist, and designer. I had developed some intuitive skills on my own, as well as originally with Reiki training, and then studied under a teacher named Jill Lee, who started the Energy Healing Institute in Boston. And I went through her 2 certifications while she was living here, and then she moved out to Portland, Oregon. She still teaches, but mostly virtually. Can everybody hear me okay? Okay. So what I recognized about myself at that time when I was learning from her that I was an empath and very sensitive to other people's energy, picking it up all the time, wanting to fix what was broken for everybody, taking a lot of responsibility for people all the time. So it was a huge learning curve over several years for me to start to let go of that tendency and to start to let go of taking on other people's energy. So it's really why I became an energy healer, because I wanted to teach other people the same skill set. And that was just one of the skill sets she taught. And then there were lots of others around setting, not just setting boundaries, but manifesting and clearing belief systems, clearing emotional energy, clearing the energy of others. And so I wanted to focus tonight on honing in on what are some of the negative emotions and belief systems that come up for you around the things that you want to manifest. And let's clear some of that. And then what do you want to create? What do you want to manifest? And how can we do that in a more, I say concrete way, because I feel like these skills are concrete, and yet they're very abstract. So it's a lot of visualization and kind of tuning into your body and where things are, where you're feeling things, and identifying, just becoming more self-aware of what the stuff is that's in your way, and hopefully getting rid of some of it. So the first thing I'm going to do is just have everyone close their eyes and get grounded. And the way I'm going to just walk you through a visualization for what that feels like. So the first thing to do is actually to uncross legs and arms, because I know that's very typical for most of us. The energy flows better when you're uncrossed. And just take a moment to take a couple of nice deep breaths. Just start to allow yourself to drop down into your body. Notice how you feel. And bring your attention to your first chakra. And in this system that I've learned, your first chakra is between your ovaries. And a chakra is simply a ball of light, an energy center. And I want you to imagine in that ball of light, green earth energy. It's this beautiful, bright, grassy green color, and you have an infinite supply of earth energy sitting in your first chakra at all times. Take some of that green light and form it into a ball. And let that ball drop down from your first chakra all the way through the ground, through the rocky crust of the earth, and down, down, down into the molten lava core of the earth. And as that ball is dropping, it is creating a nice wide grounding cord. It's as wide as your hips. So if you've got a real skinny one, make it wider. Connecting you to the earth and to Earth's energy. Bringing you into present time, into the moment. Realize that you're safe and on the ground and in your body. Go back into your first chakra and thread some of that green energy into your uterus, ovaries, and sciatic nerves. Sciatic nerves are a bundle of nerves that kind of start in the lower back and head down into the buttocks. This helps calm your nervous system and calm that female compulsion to try and be perfect, and to try and make everything perfect. So just notice how that feels to be grounded, to be in your body, to be in the moment. And now, while you're in this more focused, grounded place, I want you to think about the things that you want to manifest, the goals, maybe in your business, but it doesn't have to be about your Juice Plus business. It could be about anything. And when you think about one or more of those things, are there any negative emotions that pop up? Is there anything that feels blocked or like resistance? And you may feel it in your body before you even know what the emotion is. And I'm sorry to interrupt, but I'm going to ask everybody to make sure your line is muted because there's some background noise. Thank you. And can you identify in your body where it feels negative? And as you focus in more on that part of the body, can you identify any emotions around that block or what's showing up for you? So is it fear? Is there overwhelm? Is there frustration or anger? And as you're identifying the emotion or emotions, there may be several, is there a belief system associated with those negative emotions? Is there something that you have programmed your brain to believe is true that is causing the frustration or the overwhelm or the fear? So an example might be, I'm afraid I'll be overwhelmed if I get to NMD. Or I'm not going to be able to handle the workload. Or I don't know how to do this. Or I'm not capable of doing this. So once you've identified one, maybe more belief system, go into the center of your head. In the center of your head is your sixth chakra. It's where your intuition lies. And it's also where we hold belief systems. A belief system is not necessarily true, but we have convinced ourselves that it is. So whatever's coming up for you in terms of belief systems, we're going to clear along with those negative emotions. So imagine that you have a hollow bamboo pole or tube. Place it in front of your spine. It has holes in it that line up with your chakras. You have chakras all along your spine, from between your ovaries all the way to the top of your head. Light up the belief system or belief systems in your sixth chakra that you have identified. So any of those negative beliefs that are sitting in your sixth chakra. And when you light them up, if you can see the energy, it's considered emotional energy, and it just looks like a pile of dust, a little pile of these tiny little dark fragments. It's not going to necessarily, like any emotional energy is going to have that look to it. And so this is just the emotional energy in your sixth chakra associated with these belief systems that you are calling up. You're also letting all of the negative emotions that are associated with this belief system, and maybe they showed up in other parts of your body, right? So we were identifying those a few minutes ago, maybe in your chest or in your abdomen, wherever they are, let those light up as well, that emotional energy associated with those negative emotions. And then just begin dumping it through the holes and down the bamboo pole. And the bamboo pole attaches to your grounding cord. So everything's going down the bamboo pole, down your grounding cord, all the way down into the molten lava core of the earth to be recycled. If you run into any resistance, like maybe some of the energy gets stuck and won't go down, or maybe it's coming back up and won't go down, just smile, be amused, find something funny to think about. When you are amused, you lighten up your energy, and then the energy flows more easily. Now there's an infinite amount of gold energy above your crown. This is cosmic energy. Take some of that gold energy and pull it through your crown chakra and send your bamboo pole down your grounding cord to the center of the earth. And then take some more of that gold light and pull it down through your crown and fill your sixth chakra in the center of your head and any other energy centers, any other chakras, any other places in the body that you cleared. And you may not know where they are. Just set the intention that you're filling those places up with gold light. It's this beautiful gold, sparkly energy. It's the highest vibration you can bring into your body and still be in your body. So you want to stay grounded for this exercise. Great job. Release the grounding cord. So let the grounding cord that you created at the beginning of the session release down to the center of the earth and create a new one. So pull some more green energy out of your first chakra between your ovaries, form it into a ball, let it drop. Another nice new wide grounding cord to connect you into earth energy again. And now I want you to bring your attention to your third and fourth chakras. So your third chakra is just at the very top of your abdomen, right at the notch of your rib cage. And your fourth chakra is in the center of your chest, your heart chakra. So these are two chakras where you can manifest from. Something that you want to create, you can create from these two centers. So take a moment to just ask yourself, which feels better to you for manifestation? Does it feel better to manifest from your third in the upper abdomen or from your fourth in the center of your chest? And then once you've picked one, think about what you want to create. So is there a goal you have in mind? Is there something that you want to afford to buy? Is there a trip that you want to take? Is there a place that you want to live? So just, go to in your mind, go to your vision board and just pick one of those things that's on your vision board. And create an image around or that represents that thing. So maybe it's the actual place where you want to live or the place where you want to take a trip. If it's, your next position in our business, maybe it's just the letters that represent that position. Or maybe it's something else that feels like a good representation of that. If it's the thing you want to buy, like a special kind of car, for example, maybe it's just the image of the car. So what we're doing here is we're creating a container to represent the thing that you want to manifest. And now imagine gold energy streaming from your third or fourth chakra, so whichever you decided to pick, a line of gold energy streaming from that chakra out about 12 to 18 inches in front of you where your container is. So put your container 12 to 18 inches in front of you and then stream gold energy from your third or fourth chakra into that container. And as you're streaming that gold energy into your container, connect into the positive feelings of that manifestation. What's it going to be like driving that car? What does it feel like? Or what's it going to feel like to get to that position in our business? Or what's it going to feel like to take that trip or live in that place where you want to live? Maybe it's an amount of money. It doesn't matter what the container is. There's no judgment. But just get really clear on the image, but most importantly on the feelings of what it feels like, as if it were already here in physical form. And maybe even name those positive emotions so you can identify them and bring them up more quickly on a more regular basis. And then in your mind's eye, just tell everyone that you have changed. Tell everyone in the universe, all sentient beings, that you are different now. You're still you, but you're a little different. You've moved around some energy, so you are in a different vibration than you were 20 minutes ago. And whenever you feel like it, you can come back to this visual, back to this container, back to streaming the gold light into it. It's now sitting there, right? You've created it. It's in your energy field. And so you can just kind of nurture it, water it like you would water a plant, right? And just check in on it and keep allowing that energy to flow into it and connect to the positive emotions that you feel having manifested it, as if it is already here. And what you'll discover over time, I believe, is that the positive emotions are actually the goal. The thing that you want to create is fun. It's awesome. You don't want to just forget about it. But what you'll find when you create it in physical form is that, of course, you'll be thrilled, but you will be probably more thrilled that you have this ability to more easily turn on these positive emotions and get to these positive emotions before the thing actually manifests. And when you are in the habit of getting into these positive emotions on a regular basis, the things that you want to manifest much more easily. When we are bogged down in belief systems and negative emotions that get in our way, it's a much slower process. But when we know how to turn on those positive emotions just by thinking of that thing that we're so excited about, that becomes the joy and the practice. That becomes bigger than the actual manifested thing. And that's not to invalidate the manifested thing, because that's great too. But that becomes your premise on a daily basis for how to live. Does that make sense? So you can come out when you're ready, come back when you're ready. And just wondering how everybody's feeling and if you have questions. You guys still out there somewhere?
More peaceful is one way to put it.
Good.
In a good zone.
Good. Good. Any questions?
So is this something that you would do you would try to do this on a regular basis?
Yeah. So, if you have a meditation practice, you can just incorporate this into your meditation practice and take a couple of minutes or more to, check in on your container, stream gold light into it, or make sure it's still streaming. And just get into those positive feelings about whatever it is you're wanting to manifest, and imagine it already manifested and what that feels like. So it's very much the same as Cynthia Gompers when she talks about visualize the end in mind. So you're on, for her, it was, she's on stage giving her NMD speech and her team is there cheering her on, and and she knows what she's wearing, and she gets into the smells and the sounds and the positive feelings that she is having in that moment in time of, having made NMD. So that's really what it is. This is just getting a little bit more specific with flowing the energy into a container within your energy field and kind of, nurturing it, checking on it, watering it, so to speak, like you would a plant. And, but probably the most important part is just getting into the positive feelings as often as you can.
It was great. Well, thank you much.
Thank you. My pleasure. Thanks for everybody for being on. Is there anybody else, any other questions or comments or?
Noel, can I say something on the lighter side?
Sure, yeah.
Jeff was listening to this call and he was kind of like wondering where his ovaries were. I looked across the room and he was like looking around the room.